Hello, welcome back to Oh, It's Better This Way, where, oh, yeah, it is better this way. Let me just mess up my hair real quick. Hello, welcome, thanks for being here. We are trying out vlogging today because I have quite a few submissions to do in the playwriting realm and in the poetry realm, and also a few auditions I want to get to. But mainly what we're focusing on will be all of the writing submissions. I think mainly the playwriting ones. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I kind of wanted to take you along so you could sort of see what a day in the life is like for an emerging playwright, or not even a day in the life. This will be across multiple days. This is just a nice old playwriting vlog, but yeah, thanks for tuning in and let's get into it. As you can tell, the camera is very different than usual. That's because I'm shooting on my GoPro. I'm testing it out. I have it from when I was a live stream sleep meditation coach, essentially. And so I'm testing it out, and I have the app up on my phone, and it's really cool. Obviously the video is a little bit delayed, so I look down and it's like me from 5 seconds ago talking, but it's really cool and I'm really digging it so far. So today I did some planning for the next couple of weeks because I do have a trip overseas coming up and I have deadlines that happen during that trip, so I kind of need to get everything done now. So I have quite a bit of work that I need to be getting done in the next week and a half, essentially. But yeah, this morning I did quite a lot of planning for that, and then I walked a dog, and I did my job at my typewriter shop for a few hours. The planning this morning took me like 2 hours. Planning takes me a while sometimes. I just love to be very thorough. So yeah, I have had a day already. It's 6:36 p.m. I've had my dinner. I go to bed like 9:30 these days because I'm a grandpa, as I talked about in my last video, which should be up before this, about routines. But anyways, I think I'm going to go take a shower, and just so I can kind of wake myself up a little bit and then get to work, take you along. Yeah. Alrighty, I'm all clean and showered and going to get started on my work. So my goal for the next 2 days, I'm gonna have a work session tonight, I'm gonna have a work session tomorrow morning, and those are going to be for polishing the script of my musical and also just double checking the guidelines for the submissions. I'm submitting my musical to 2 different things, so just making sure I have all those guidelines written down and in order so I know exactly what I need to do, so that in these work sessions I can not only polish up my script, make sure it's how I like it, but also work on any supplemental materials that each individual submission needs. I'm working on a submission for an emerging librettist award and also a submission for a new musical festival. So I'm really excited to do these. I've just been putting off starting, and I mean that's always the hardest part for really anything, so but I'm excited to start now. So I think first what I'll do is just open up the submission guidelines and make a quick little list for each of them of just all of the things that I need, and then I'm going to open up my draft and start polishing and see where that takes me. Yeah, let's see if I can figure out how to do a time lapse, because I feel like that would be kind of fun. Yeah, so far I'm liking this, by the way. I'm enjoying this very much. guidelines for one of the submissions, and I read on one of the little like picture images they have that has helpful information on it that you need like a literary agent or a theater to endorse your show, and I was like, guess I can't submit for this. Alright, that's fine. But then I saw somewhere else that, oh, this year they are not requiring that anymore, and I'm like, oh, wow, that was very stressful for about 20 seconds and then immediately was fine. I'm like, wow. Anyways, back to work. Sleepy. It's time to go to bed, but I thought I'd check in on what I got done in this session. So I didn't actually get to touch my actual script today, but that's okay because I am much clearer on the things that I need to get done, and even started on one of the applications. So I wrote out my 2 very long lists of all the things that need to get done. I wrote them down as checklists, so I knew what was going on. And I was able to start filling out some of the info for one of the applications because it autosaves, and I knew it, so I figured I may as well. And I think what tomorrow will look like is I will just start up in the morning and just do some edits on my actual script and get that nice and polished up and ready to go, and then start formatting it for these specific things, format a copy for each of these specific submissions and their guidelines, and yeah, hopefully I'll get to that in the afternoon, but if not, I have a big submission day planned on Friday this week, so I can always do all that nitty-gritty, tiny detail work then, but tomorrow really is just going to be focused on the actual script and getting it nice and tidy and polished, and if there are any loose ends, just tying them up, because when I worked on it over the summer, it was mainly about the concept album, the music, so the script got to a good enough place, but there were definitely still some loose ends. But yeah, so tomorrow will be for tying all those up and getting it ready for the next stage on Friday, doing all that detail work. Yeah, I feel really good. I feel really good about everything that I was able to accomplish tonight, if in only like an hour and 20-ish minutes. I feel really good about it, and I'm excited for tomorrow. So, I'll see you then. It'll just be a few seconds for you, but it'll be so many hours of beautiful, restorative sleep for me, so yeah, I'll go on my morning walk tomorrow and get back to work. See you then. So, change of plans. I believe I said that I was going to be doing some more playwriting work this morning. I did not do that. It is 4:30 now, but I did have a really nice and productive day. I just filmed 2 other videos that I was only scheduled to film the one today, but I wound up still having sunlight, and I was feeling really, really good about filming, so I figured I may as well take advantage of, you know, feeling like I want to do that, and just get it done. And I got it done really quickly, like way quicker than I expected, so I'm really happy about that. I got both of those videos knocked out in the time that I scheduled for basically just one. So that's one less thing I need to do tomorrow, so that's great, and I'm very happy about that. I did some planning for some voiceover stuff this morning, and I'm just checking my to-do list now. And let's see. filmed that. So I think what I'll do is I was originally supposed to record some of my reel stuff today, but the reel that I wanted, I realized I didn't want to actually add anything. I'm just going to take all of, because it's for my meditation reel. And as I've talked about before, I did guided sleep meditation live streamed on an app. So I still have all of that footage, and I thought I was going to want to write and add some more, but I actually don't. So I'll edit that reel together tomorrow. I'm going to move it to tomorrow, and then tonight I'm going to do some ghost town polishing and whatnot. Unless I flip-flop those two. But I think I do want to check out Ghost Town tonight. I want to at least read it. Maybe I'll do the editing tomorrow. So then maybe I will edit the reel tonight. I don't know. I'll check back with you later. But I just wanted to check in on sort of where I'm at and what I'm actually doing right now. Because my plan changed a little bit. And I'm a person who loves routine and loves sort of like rigid schedule plans. So I'm just kind of like, I'm just going with the flow right now. And I'm doing a pretty good job of going with the flow. So I feel good about that. But yeah, I'm going to go pick up some keys for a cat I'll be checking in on the next 2 days. And that'll be like a nice walk. Good practice walking. First, actually one more thing. I have a 15-minute tidy on my list, and I did make a mess of my room because I stack my books and then I put my camera on my stack of books. So things are out of place. I also have a pile of clothes over on my bench that, I mean, I don't like having a pile of clothes on my bench. I like being able to sit on my bench. So I think before I head out, I will be doing my little 15-minute tidy, and oh, my phone is on 11%. So I'll also use this as an opportunity to charge my phone so I can listen to some nice tunes on the walk over there to go pick up the keys. But yeah, so I'm gonna tidy my room a little bit because I work way better in a clean space, and it's just a little unkempt for my taste. So I'm gonna clean my room and then go on the walk to pick up the keys. And that'll be nice to just listen to music, clear my head, and sort of get myself ready for the evening. Exciting stuff. Hey, hello. It is 7:09 p.m. I've had my dinner. I went on an evening walk, picked up the keys for the cat. I'm cat sitting the next 2 days. And now it is time to write. And I kinda, not that I don't want to write, it's just that what I want to do more is play my guitar and sing. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do that to relax today, and I'm just gonna write till 8 because I really shouldn't be writing till 9 anyways. And then I think I'll just have another time to write tomorrow as well, in addition to my big submission day on Friday. But like, I'm not that worried about getting a lot done today, or if I can't even do a little session tomorrow, I'm not really that worried about it because I have Friday. That's like the entire thing that I'm doing on Friday. So honestly, what I might do instead is I have a video to edit tomorrow, but I feel like I can get most of that done tonight. So honestly, maybe I'll do that instead. I think that would be more worth my time because I feel like the video, I could edit and be done with it by 8. I feel like I could finish that in 50 minutes, and then that's another thing I just don't have to do. Oh my gosh, I'm putting off writing again, but I don't think I'm putting it off. I think I'm being smarter with my time. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna edit the video tonight and have my little writing session tomorrow, which again, on Friday, I'm having that huge submission day where I'm just gonna be literally knocking out both of the submissions, and I'm aiming to get everything done. That is my only goal for that day. But if not, it's still 4 days before the things are even due, so it's okay. I mean, hey, I was about to say, oh, this is the nice old playwright vlog with no actual writing, but I mean, this is part of writing, is the planning and making sure you're making use of your time. The cleaning is part of writing because I can't write in a messy space, and now my bench is clear. I could go sit on that if I wanted. This is all part of writing. It's the planning is writing, thinking about writing is writing, cleaning your room in order to write is part of writing. And it's all very important. I think also because I'm just moving the writing session to tomorrow, I can do it in the morning, and that feels better to me than trying to write this late at night. I like to write with a clear, fresh brain, not right in the morning, before I get sleepy. But yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna edit this video. I will see you tomorrow. Hello. It is exactly 1 p.m. and I'm about to get started on my writing session for today. I had a nice morning of walking around a bunch and feeding the cats I needed to feed and giving them pets and stuff like that. And that kind of got me a little tired, and I wanted to write this morning, but that's just not the way the cards fell, which is fine, but I'm excited to write now, and I'm going to try to write completely uninterrupted for an hour, and then I'm going to go cook some food, and that shouldn't take that long, because I'm only roasting asparagus and roasting potatoes, and taking a cheesecake out of the freezer to de-thaw. Or thaw, rather. De-thaw is freeze, but I digress. Been doing that a lot recently. But, I should have some time after that to write, or do something else on my to-do list. But whatever I don't get done today, I'll just get done tomorrow, because tomorrow is the day that I'm doing all the things, and yeah, I'm excited to just write and enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to it. I haven't just sat down to write uninterrupted for this long of a time in quite a while. It's been quite a bit. Honestly, I feel like since I was brushing up my script for the concept album to send out to the cast, I feel like that's the last time I really sat down to write for a lengthy period of time. I've written things here and there, but that's just kind of oh, I have an idea in my head, let's jot it down real quick and visit it later. I really want to get into a nice writing ritual. Not every single day, because it's just not feasible every single day with how many things I like to do, but if I can just have a few days a week where I have a nice writing ritual and I go through it, that would be really nice. So I think that'll be something that I work up to in the next couple of months. But anyways, I'm gonna write now, and I'm really excited. Yeah. Also, I do have a bit of coffee. I made it in the regular coffee pot, so it's not espresso, and I made a really small amount, and also used less coffee grounds than is recommended. So it definitely doesn't taste as good as usual, but I just I don't know, I was just feeling really tired, and I wanted coffee, but since I've been having problems with my heart rate, getting too fast and stuff, I can't really have espresso and lattes and stuff like that, which I have an espresso machine and I was a barista, so that has been my drink of choice. But yeah, so I just have some normal coffee, and I'm very happy to be drinking some, and I'm even more excited and happy for when I get decaf espresso beans, so I can have lattes. But yeah, it's in my little rainbow dad mug, because I am a dad to a wonderful rabbit. Let's write now. I'm gonna write now. Creating and destroying what was once there before. and shout, throwing popcorn in their mouths, and I bust out belly laughing. Way up in the sky, I see life. Way up in the sky, I see a life I cannot live anymore. Way up in the sky, I see life. Ooh, what a precious thing to behold. Bro, what the fuck? I wrote this! Ah! In the I haven't listened to this in so long. I'm sweating. I can't believe I wrote this. Ah! I forgot how beautiful it was. Oh my god. I wake up at 6 a.m. for a day that never happened. Maylene. Go to the graveyard until oh my god. Till my hands blister. Sometimes I think what it might be like to leave this town. Oh my god. See what's all around me. And then I think that's not for me. I don't have the strength or capability to do anything more than what's in front of me. We're all stuck in this go-around, this never-ending cycle. We kick up dirt, scrape our shins, and mess around. Oh my fucking god. We amount to nothing, to almost nothing. No better than before, and we'll die in our childhood homes. I am stuck in this go-around, this never-ending cycle. I'm afraid to both leave and stay. I forgot how she did the I'm afraid. Oh my god, she did that so well. She did sound afraid. Oh, she's so good. Maylin's so perfect. I'm so glad she said yes. I'm crying. Oh god. Oh! Ah! Father of geology, watch your old eyes over me. I just found a crystal in this creek. I'll keep it in my magic box, sing a song to all my rocks. Just know I think about you, though you're gone. Hello, good morning. It is not Friday the 26th, like I was hoping. It is now Saturday the 27th. And Friday the 26th, yesterday, I had the worst migraine that lasted all day. So there was no possible way of me getting anything done. But that's okay. I'm just rolling with the flow, rolling with the punches. And I don't feel down on myself or anything, so that's good. But so right now I'm just reorganizing my weekly to-do list and pushing things from yesterday to their new spots and moving other things around that would now make more sense at this point. But so today I'm going to be having my musical submission session. I think after my writers group and before my writers group, I'm going to be finishing editing a video so that I can get that ready to be uploaded tomorrow. And luckily I kept tomorrow, Sunday, a pretty light day. So some of the things I initially planned for today, I can absolutely push to tomorrow. So I'm glad that I did that. That feels good to me. I'm excited to be able to do stuff today because yesterday I was getting quite frustrated that I couldn't really do anything. It reminded me of when I was sick. And I also just am a person, I like to do things. I love to do things. So when I can't do things, I'm like, this is the worst. But yeah, it's 7:50 right now. I went to bed really early last night. After, like, being in and out of napping all day, I had stayed up late the night before. So I guess I just can't really do that. So good. Good for me. So I just finished editing my video. It is 9:15, so it honestly took less time than I thought it would. The other night, when I thought it would take really short, I was lying to myself. I was hopeful. I think it was deceiving. It was very deceiving. But I got it down from like 35 minutes to 22 minutes just from taking out all the times I stumbled over my words, that's incredible. That's incredible. It's really fun seeing, honestly. But yeah, it's really early still. I didn't think that would take that short. I honestly thought it would take a while. But I have to visit a cat this morning, and I have my writing group from 12 to 2. So I have a while. I'm gonna eat breakfast. I'm gonna clean the carpet because Fauna, my bunny, her hair, she's been shedding so much this past month. In November and sometime in spring, she always just sheds all of her fur, and she usually gets a bald spot on the front of her face. And she did get that this year. It was very cute. But it's already grown back because her hair is just growing so fast. But so the carpet, I usually have to brush the carpet every week to 2 weeks anyways. But this time of year, if I don't brush it for 2 days, it looks like I haven't brushed it for a month. It's so much. It's so much fur. So I'm going to probably eat breakfast, then brush the carpet, and then go visit the cat, and then maybe I'll have some time before my writing group to get started on these submissions, but if I don't, the writing group ends at 2, and so I have the rest of the afternoon. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really great, actually, since I finished editing that video. Oh, you know what I'll also do is I'll probably, like, edit the thumbnail and stuff, and I'll do the uploading and things like that before my writing group as well. So I probably won't have time to write or do the submissions, but I have the whole afternoon. But very excited. I will catch you later after I've done more of these things that I'm talking about. Hello, it is 2:15ish, and it is finally time to write. Not just plan things, but to actually write. Thank God. Finally. I just keep putting it off because starting things is hard. I'm sure that's relatable, but for me especially, starting things has always been hard. So I'll at least do prep work in order to avoid doing the thing that I need to be doing, aka writing in this case. So I've done quite a bit of prep work for it, but I really just need to write. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to write. I'm going to write now. I'm going to write. All right. Let's go. Truly thank God for PomoFocus, which is basically like an online Pomodoro timer. Thank God for it. Thank God for it, because this guy, look, this guy, that right there is the reason why I get anything done. Literally anything at all. It's because of him. Thank you. Love you. Pro tip, use that because it makes you do things. You have to do them. You have to. You can't avoid it. Or I can't avoid it. Okay, time to start. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Timer's on. Clock is rolling. Where did my page go that I needed? I'm on my first break after 25 minutes, although it definitely wasn't a full 25 minutes because I had to find my web browser that had it on and Google a few things, but still, I've been actually writing and thinking of ideas, and I've written a page in a little bit, which is good for just getting started. And can I just say, I'm just so excited right now to be writing again. I haven't written in, it feels like just so long. I haven't just sat down to write. It feels wonderful. It feels really, really wonderful and special. And yeah, the scene that I'm writing right now is when it's the second scene in my musical, so nothing's being spoiled, but it's when Olive meets the ghosts, which I've been thinking about just forever, and I used to have a scene of Olive meeting the ghosts, and I scrapped it because it just it worked for a previous iteration of the play, but it just didn't work anymore, and I hadn't found what really worked for this iteration yet, and I think I'm finding it right now, or I'm at least finding something that will be the jumping off point for what will be the moment that works for it. And it's nice, it's fun, and I'm feeling very good. There might be a song here. I might wind up accidentally writing lyrics for a song. Obviously not on the concept album because I'm writing it now, but I'm just happy to be expanding this musical and allowing it to breathe a little bit more and have a little bit more to it. So I started writing a new scene earlier, as you know. One of 4 or 5, I think 4, it looks like. But I started writing it earlier, and then when I was writing it, my brain went, song time, and so I started writing a song. But then I got stuck with the song, and I was like, okay, I need to focus on application stuff. So let's make another copy of this draft, and on that second copy of the draft, take out the song and work the scene without the song in it. Because it is much easier just to get text down on paper than to oh, I have to record a whole new demo for a song and also figure out the whole song. That is not something that I had to prioritize, because that is not something that I should be working on specifically for submissions that I'm trying to get in within a few days' time. And it's just not a practical use of my time right now, because I can always add the song later and work with it later. But it's too much work to try to cram that all in now. So I'm taking the practical route and just using what I have already. Where I'm submitting these things to, people understand that these are in progress. So it doesn't need to be the most complete, most perfect version of itself. And it might not even be with that one song I added. That just might be a jumping off point for like another song, or maybe there's just not supposed to be a song there, or, you know, lots of things like that. But it was very hard for me to step back from it. I was getting pretty frustrated with it, and I just wanted to figure it out. But I have time to figure it out, and the right time to figure it out is not now, for this moment. I shouldn't be, you know, stressing myself out and putting that much pressure on myself. I should just be focusing on getting this done and ready to submit to places, and I can always change it later. So that's what I'm doing. This scene, I started working on it without the song like maybe 30 minutes ago, and it's almost done. So once I get this done, the other ones will surely be a breeze. And yeah, I need to sneeze. Anyways, as you can see by my wet hair, I have showered. I accidentally lost track of time in a major way. It is now 10:12. My bedtime is 9:30, so I'm really tired. I got quite a bit done. I ate a little bit because I forgot to eat because I was so absorbed, just neurodivergent things. And I showered, and I was just reading through a little bit further, seeing what else I have to get done, and then I got distracted and kept typing away because it's so hard to start, but once I start, I never want to stop. And so I need to put it down and just continue tomorrow. But it's so hard to step away. But that's what I need to do. So, you know, I'm just going to close out of it right now. Or just minimize the window. I'm not going to close out of it, but now it's gone. Now it's gone. It's out of my sight. I am not allowed to touch it anymore. And now I have up my to-do lists. And I'm gonna check that off. I have to move some things around because I didn't completely finish, but I got a good way of the ways. I'm so glad I planned everything to be a lot earlier than it needs to be so that I have these wiggle room days, because I knew that I would need them. So let's see. Let's see. Musical submission session. I'm so tired. It's time for bed. Yeah, let's go to bed now. Let's go to bed. Alright. Good night. I'll see you next time I see you. Which will probably be tomorrow.
Y'all, I lost so much footage. I'm at home. It's December 6th. I'm editing this, and I got to the end, and I was like, where is the end? And I searched my whole computer for the files, and there's just one little clip of me going, bye, and then giggling. I'll show you.
Bye.
Just look at how proud I was, or whatever spiel I went on, all for nothing. Am I a real YouTuber now? Is this what it means? To feel the loss of all that footage, is it enough? Does that make me a real YouTuber? Answer in the comments below. But yeah, no, that's all I had. That's all I had. To be fair though, I did go on a complete writing binge for like a day and a half, where all I did was write to those scenes I needed to write, and I was just so focused on them that I forgot I was vlogging at all. Good for me for being focused though. And I submitted some things and completely just did not include that, just forgot. When I wrapped up at the end, I talked about how the rest of it went, how the actual submitting of the thing went, and it's all gone. It's all gone to time. It's all gone to time. It went pretty well. I submitted one of the things. The other thing I wanted to submit with it, but it's not technically due yet. I don't need to do it yet. I have quite a while, but I wanted to do it then. But I'm still gonna do it. Just not quite now. Later in December, I'll submit that. But yeah, vlogging this was really fun. It helped keep me motivated. It was sort of like how with ADHD you need body doubling, and like with autism you often find yourself doing parallel play. Like, I found that vlogging and like the camera was sort of like that, and that was pretty nice. Yeah, wish I could have showed you more of the ending of the process, but there will be more submission opportunities, and thus more opportunities to film the submission opportunities. So hey, if you like this, let me know. I liked it, so I hope you had fun too. And yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And goodbye.